Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for the Week 16 Monday Night Football game between the Packers and the Saints. Now, this is not the most exciting game on Monday night. This is not a game where I think there's really a lot of props that I like. It was very difficult to find two plays to give out for this game, but I still want to try and do my best, give you guys the plays that I like the most from what's available. But it's a very, very tight board with just not a lot of great props. I mean, you got the Saints coming into this game as 14-point underdogs. They're going to be without Alvin Kamara. They're starting, their third string quarterback and Spencer Rattler. It's just a really tough, tough game kind of to project and to gauge. But I still got two plays to talk about that we're going to break down in this video. Would recommend playing a little bit lighter here. I think this is definitely a spot to not go too heavy. I would really recommend kind of scaling back your volume, your units on this game. But yeah, before we talk through the plays that I like, guys, as always, if you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos and if they do help you out, make sure to hit that like button down below, hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH. When you do sign up, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account once you place your first lineup. So make sure to check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. And also, I want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. And Sleeper is running a new promo for new users. Play $5, get $55. This replaces their their previous promo, which was the 100% deposit match bonus. Typically, they would match your first deposit up to $100. Then, for a limited time, they were matching your first deposit up to $1,500. Well, now they have a new promo. This is definitely better for people who are not going to put in a lot of money into this. Like if you only want to deposit $25, which I think that's the minimum on Sleeper, you deposit $25. Play a $5 lineup, you're going to get $55 worth of free lineups to play with, to try and build a bankroll with. So if you guys do want to go sign up for Sleeper, make sure to use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up, so that way you get those $55 in free lineups, again, once you place your first $5 lineup. But we got two props to talk about for this Monday Night Football matchup. Let's go ahead and break them down, guys. Again, don't feel great about this game, and I don't really like a lot of props here, but I'm still going to give you the plays that I like most from what's available. So first prop we're going to take a look at is going to be a rush plus receiving yards prop, and I like Keandre Miller for more than 70.5 rush plus receiving yards. So Keandre Miller is going to be getting the start at running back for the Saints for this game. So we already mentioned at the beginning of the video, the Saints are going to be without Alvin Kamara. Now, we have not seen Alvin Kamara miss a game this season, so this is going to be the first game that Kamara is going to miss this season. However, we did see Kamara only play about half of the game last week before leaving with an injury. And after Kamara left with an injury last game, it was pretty much Keandre Miller getting all the snaps, all the usage. You look at the game against Washington, the one that Kamara got injured in that game, Keandre Miller did go on to get 9 carries for 46 yards. Also did see 1 target in that game. Technically their third string running back, Jamal Williams, he actually didn't get any carries in that game. Now, I do expect Jamal Williams to get some involvement here, but I'm expecting Keandre Miller to be the lead back for the Saints. I'm expecting him to be pretty heavily involved both on the ground and in the passing game. Jamal Williams has never really been a great pass-catching running back, especially the last few seasons. He's never really been involved as a pass catcher. When he was on the Lions, he didn't really get much involvement in the passing game. Since he's been on the Saints, he's not really been much of a pass catcher. So I'm expecting, even in a negative game script, which is probably what this is going to be, even in a negative game script where the Saints are forced to throw and they're playing from behind, I still think we're going to see Keandre Miller out there running routes and catching passes. I think he's just going to have a really big workload here. Now, the matchup on the road against Green Bay, probably not the best spot. Obviously, the Saints are big underdogs in this game, but I think we can project Keandre Miller for probably 12 to 14 carries, and I think we can probably project him for like 3 to 4 targets. He's typically been a guy that's been efficient when he's gotten touches. So far this season, he's only played in like a handful of games, but he's averaged, I think, like 4.5 yards per carry this season. Keandre Miller has in the games he's played in. I think last season he averaged like 4 yards per carry in the limited time that he got. Actually, I want to take a look at his game log from last season. Now, it's hard to really skew it too heavily because Keandre Miller, when he did get opportunity last season, like it kind of came in blowouts, potentially when teams were resting their starters. But like he got some run in their game against Atlanta last year, had 13 carries for 73 yards. He got some run against New England in a blowout win, had 12 carries for 37 yards, also had 4 catches for 53 yards. And then this season in the games he's played in, 6 carries for 36 yards, 3 carries for 16 yards, 10 carries for 32 yards, 9 carries for 46 yards. So he's typically been efficient when he's gotten touches. He also, last season, he was a guy that did get usage in the passing game. So far this season hasn't really been getting much usage in the passing game, but that's just because he hasn't really been playing. And obviously they have Alvin Kamara, who they throw the ball to a ton. Spencer Rattler, I think he's probably going to be looking to check down to Keandre Miller, if he's got pressure on him. So I could see a scenario where Keandre Miller gets 50, 55 rush yards, 15, 20 receiving yards. I do like his over on 14.5 receiving yards, and I was actually debating between taking rush plus receiving or taking just receiving. But even in a negative game script, like we said, I think we're still going to see Keandre Miller catching passes because Jamal Williams is just not a guy that they really are going to use in the passing game. And they got to put a running back on the field even in passing situations. And I think Miller's going to be that guy getting those snaps at running back, even in a negative game script. Sure, Jamal Williams will probably come in for maybe some short yardage situations. Maybe in goal line situations, they'll bring in Jamal Williams. But the Saints, they have nothing to play for. You might as well try and see what you kind of have in some of these young guys like Spencer Rattler, like Keandre Miller. I think the Saints are trying to see what they have in Keandre Miller right now. So this is kind of his time to shine with the Saints really not having much to play for right now. Expecting a big workload for Keandre Miller, expecting him to be on the field for a lot of snaps. And even in a kind of a tougher spot on the road against Green Bay, he should get enough usage, in my opinion, to go over this rush plus receiving yards line. So I like that as our first prop for Monday night. And then the other prop that I like is going to be on the other running back in this game, Josh Jacobs. And the prop that I like on Josh Jacobs is more than 16.5 for his longest rush. So Jacobs has been a guy that last season when he was on the Raiders, he had a really tough time breaking off long runs. If you look at Jacobs' numbers last season, he only averaged 3.5 yards per carry, and he only went over this line in, I think, 4 games last season with the Raiders. But it's just been completely different for Josh Jacobs this year on the Packers. He's looked like a completely different running back. He's been consistently breaking off long runs, 32, 34, 27, 38, 37, 18, 19, 19. He's been able to break off long runs consistently. He's gone over this line in, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think 8 out of 13 games this year, 8 out of 14 maybe, he's gone over this line, this longest rush line. And if we actually look at games where he got at least 20 carries, in games with at least 20 carries, Josh Jacobs has had a longest rush of 34, 38, 18, and 19. So in 4 games with at least 20 carries, he's over this line. The reason I say that is because Josh Jacobs' rush attempts prop for tonight is set at 21. The sportsbooks are expecting Josh Jacobs to get a lot of carries here. They've been using Josh Jacobs a ton lately. It's a spot as big home favorites where you think Green Bay's probably just going to be able to kind of run the clock out late in the game. They're most likely going to be playing from ahead. And if Josh Jacobs is going to get that type of volume, 20-plus carries, I think he's got a pretty good chance of breaking off a 17-yard run, if not longer run than that. And this is a really good matchup against the Saints. The Saints have been pretty bad at stopping the run this season in terms of rush yards allowed to running backs. Pretty sure they're actually top 10 in rush yards given up to running backs this year. They're just inside the top 10 in terms of rush yards allowed to running backs. And then if we look at yards per carry allowed, the Saints are giving up 4.9 yards per carry, which is tied for second most in the league. So the Saints have consistently been giving up long runs this season. Josh Jacobs has shown an ability to break off long runs. He's been breaking a lot of tackles. He's looked a lot quicker this year with the Packers. He's just been great overall, and he's going to get a ton of volume. He should have plenty of opportunities to go over this longest rush line. You could also take him for over 90.5 rush yards, but that's a really, really high line. I could see scenarios where Jacobs doesn't go over that, and if Jacobs does run for 90-plus yards, you would think he's probably going to have a 17-yard run mixed in there. If you look at games this season where Josh Jacobs has run for over 90 yards, he's had a longest rush of 19, 18, 37, 38, and then 34. So, if he gets 90-plus yards, like I said, you got to think he's probably going to have a 17-yard run kind of mixed in there. So that's my favorite prop on Josh Jacobs tonight, more than 16.5 for his longest rush. So, yeah, guys, these are 2 props I like for the Week 16 Monday Night Football game. Again, this is not a great game. This is not a game where I really like a ton of props. It was very tough to find 2 props to give out to you guys, but Still wanted to give you something for this Monday Night Football game. I typically try and I always try and make a videos for these primetime games because I know a lot of you guys are going to be watching this game. You're going to be wanting something to some props to sweat. So these are 2 props I do like. Would recommend going a little bit lighter here. If you typically play $10 on a lineup, I would recommend playing like $5. Go half of maybe what you normally play, half a unit, quarter of a unit, something like that. But yeah, guys, this is what I like for Monday Night Football, Week 16. Kind of crazy. We're already in Week 16 of the NFL season. There will be some NFL games coming up for the holidays. Obviously, we have Monday Night Football, and then we have a couple games on Christmas. I do plan on making some content for the Christmas Day games. I think we have 2 games on Christmas Day. We obviously have an NBA slate on Christmas every year. It's usually 5 games. So I'm going to try and make some videos for the holidays as well, even though it is kind of a tougher time doing a lot of family stuff, traveling and stuff. It's going to be a little bit tougher to make content right now, but I'm still going to try and pump out some content for you guys for these games coming up for the holidays. So be on the lookout for those. But as always, guys, I appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos for supporting the Prizepicks content. Make sure that you hit that like button down below if you do enjoy these videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, be sure to sign up. Use that promo code NOAH. And when you guys do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So make sure to check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. But good luck as always. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in the next video.